Miranda Lagos, and I would like to welcome you to our Sweeney Todd podcast. Have you ever wondered who the amazing people you see on stage really are? Or what makes them tick?
Necessary chit-chat.
Yeah.
Irks me, you know?
Well, that's what our podcast is about. We're going to show you who the principal characters are in Sweeney Todd, behind the makeup.
Most embarrassing moment?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, this was a rehearsal, but the other night during a show, I slipped and almost fell down the steps that were moving. That was pretty embarrassing. I thought I was going to fall down the steps.
Wednesday night, which was our final dress rehearsal, and we actually had about 30 high schoolers in the audience, which was nice. But in my very first song, Worst Pies in London, I completely blanked out on half of my blocking. And so I just kind of stood there with the pie and sang, and I like halfway through it, I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be picking stuff off of the pie, and I'm just standing here, and I was just kind of like, oh well, we'll just keep going.
My most embarrassing moment was when Terry was like, "What are you doing?" When I couldn't figure out how to do a fireman lift. I have to pick up Pirelli, Brian, in such a way that lifts him up over my head in order for me to put him in the trunk. And I just couldn't figure it out. And then, Terry's the seasoned professional, knows exactly how to move on stage and carry and dance and sing. And it's just kind of made me feel sheepish that I didn't even know how to lift somebody up correctly.
I fell one time and cut my butt. That was probably one. I've just fallen. I've gotten hurt a lot, and so I'm kind of just like jinxed. Yeah. Grace is not my middle name.
Not while I'm around. I've actually been working on it since about January of this year, because I sang it last semester for a recital. So I've been working on it for a good long while. And then, of course, the whole character behind it and everything that's going on in Toby when he has that whole commitment of love to Mrs. Lovett.
That we were talking about not worst pies, but
Little Priest,
yeah. Epiphany comes in a close second. Nice. It really does. But that one's hard to stand on its own. It's way better when you're watching the play.
In the songs, I found that she's almost kind of frantic in a lot of her songs, and just kind of like jumping around. Just like she jumps from thought to thought. And so being able to find that in the rest of the show during the spoken dialogue and stuff made it easier. And also, when we first got the scripts for this, the very first thing I worked on was the music. And I didn't even worry about like memorizing the lines until I had every song down. And so it's hard music, but it's not impossible.
I pray. That's about it.
I ain't never seen you pray yet.
I pray. I pray.
Let me ask you a question.
All right.
The most memorable moment while working on Sweeney Todd, what is that for you?
I think the most memorable moment for me was the very first time I sang Joanna with the orchestra.
Yeah.
Because there's that build up in the strings. Oh gosh, it's fantastic. Gives you chill.
I guess just getting this last opportunity to work with Terrence Mann and work with all these people that I've grown up with over the past 4 years and gotten to know and get close with, like Tierney and other friends. Those have been my most memorable moments.
I actually try to get into a corner and really get into character because, believe it or not, I'm not crazy. So it takes me a while to just like get into that. I don't really talk to people, and I just kind of close my eyes, I seclude myself, and I just think about what's going through her head, because I try to give Lucy, even though she's crazy, moments of lucidity, kind of like the beginning of Alzheimer's when they kind of come in and out of it, because I think it gives her more depth.
what is the highlight of the show for you?
The highlight of the show for me, I really think the moments with Mrs. Lovett are my favorite parts. You know, I have basically my aria epiphany, right? But those duets at the end of the main duet at the end of Act 1, Little Priest, is just delightful. It's a moment for me to just relax and just sing and have a good time.
Nice.
Whereas the other ones I have to be really intense and mean, Sweeney-like, you know. But that one I can actually have fun with.
My favorite part is having the best cast and crew I've ever worked with in my life. Like, we've been doing the show for 3 months, and so it's kind of gotten to a point where we're like really close friends. We go out every time, like every day after rehearsal. We're just more of a family, you know? It's gonna be sad when the show's over.
My favorite part is probably the music, just because it's gorgeous. The music's just, it's Sondheim, and it's amazing, and it's classic, and it's genius, and it's fun to sing. I also love this cast a lot. Our whole cast is so talented, and it's just a pleasure getting to work with them every night.